Hey man, Zay man, it's your boy SpinIt motherfucking wait man.
After hours.
Be back with a video. Honestly, this about to be a real quick video. Basically, I wanted to show off. I like to call it a remastered version of the 2016 roster that they have available in 2K, and it's just teams with like 8-player rotations, 6-player rotations, like fucking 9-player rotations. Only like a handful of teams that's like you could use like a full 10-man roster. Basically, all I did was just add the remaining players that they needed on the roster just to fill up the 10-man roster. That's probably all I'm about to do. I'm not about to go back and do more, because even that shit took like 2 days. I'm about to show off the players right quick, so let's get into it right quick. To get to it, basically all you got to do is go to view roster, click the STEPH ERA, search up Remastered 2016s. My online ID is ViriditySplash. If y'all want to run the ones, hit me up, bro. I'll cook it, for real. I'm about to show y'all what 2 days of work was for making players that was missing. I added just Jalil Okafor to the 76ers because they needed another big they needed another big man, because Joel Embiid was the only person that's there. And I added Gerald Henderson because there's no other shooting guard on. There's no shooting guard on the team, period. For the Bucks, I added Jabari Parker. They don't have my boy Jabari Parker in the game, man. That's a shame, man. Do it even look like him? Do it look like Jabari Parker? I think it do. For the Bulls, I added Nikola Mirotic. I tried adding people that were 70 and above, pretty much. I think the lowest I added was a 71 throughout this whole entire thing. But I added Joffrey Levon. I don't know who the fuck that is. Some of these rosters aren't even like they're not even aligned with the right time period. There's some teams that aren't right, like they're mixed in with 2016 and like the beginning of 2017. It's weird. For the Cavs already have a full 10-man roster. I think they even have an 11-man roster. Celtics added Amir Johnson. He was a 76 overall in 2K17. I ain't believe it. And that too. Most of these overalls are from 2K17, and I just aligned them with players from today, and like they're similar archetypes. I searched up by stats and try to align them with the type of player they are, whether they shot threes, they were in the paint, they got boards, assists. I use that basically to assign them an archetype from a player with a similar overall from the 2K they're from, which is 2K17. The Clippers, my team, bro, my team. They don't have my boy Blake Griffin. I created that model. And I got some stats from a 2K online rating. They said he was a 90 or an 89, so I give him those stats. My boy's a bucket. I was playing with him too. I literally made him. I gotta do gameplay with him, my boy, but he's perfect. And it kind of looked like him too. Who else did I add? I added Luke Mabat Amute, because they didn't have no type of like backup power forward besides old ass Paul Pierce, and they didn't have a big that year for that when I checked, or at least like a relevant big. For the Grizzlies, I added James Ennis here, and I added Brandon Wright. Mind you, these are their overalls in 2K17, so even though these look high as hell, like this, he should not be a 75 overall, but he's a 75 overall in 2K17, so there he is. For the Hawks, I didn't add anybody because the Hawks already have people. They already have a 10-man rotation. For the Heat, I added Tyler Johnson because they didn't have a backup point guard at all. I added Wayne Ellington, who played there that year. I don't think he started there that year, but he played there that year. For the Hornets, the Hornets ain't had nobody. I added Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, I added Marvin Williams, and I added Jeremy Lin. I had to add 3 players for this team. I didn't worry about contracts or college or nothing like that. I just worried about age and archetypes pretty much, and matching the overalls to 2K17. Mind you, these dudes are 78 overall. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist was never that nice. Marvin Williams, he might have been, I don't know, maybe. I wasn't watching Hornets basketball, but I know for a fact Michael Kidd-Gilchrist was never that nice. Never that nice. Anyways, for the Jazz, I only added one player, and that was George Hill. I added George Hill because they didn't have George Hill at all, and they didn't have they don't have no point guard on the team other than Dante Exum. These took me 2 days. This could have took me 1 day, but I split it into 2 because I couldn't take doing this shit all day. It took me like 4 hours each day. Why did I do this? I don't know. I'm injured, so I have nothing better to do. For the Kings, I added Costa Koufos. If you look him up, he kind of looks like that, and I think I did a pretty decent job with the face skin. They don't have a backup big besides DeMarcus Cousins, who later that year got traded to the Pelicans. The Knicks, I just added Kyle O'Quinn accordingly because they don't have a good backup shooting guard. These two are garbage, and those two can run small forward. Besides, because there's no backup small forward, and during that time there was no small forward for that team. Yes, I looked through every single team one by one and chose certain players to, better fit the team to make it at least easier to use. Lakers, they have like a 13-man roster. They have Meta World a lot. For the Magic, I added Elfrid Payton and I added Mario Hezonja. I added Elfrid Payton because they didn't have a good starting point guard, and they didn't have Elfrid Payton in the game at all. At least not that I know of. I didn't check. Dallas Mavericks, I didn't add anybody because they already have a 10-man rotation. Brooklyn Nets, I added Andrew Nicholson, who I barely remember. I just remember I had him on my team. Don't really remember much about him. I added Spencer Dinwiddie, who joined later in the year, but he didn't start with the team in the year. Then I added Rondae Hollis-Jefferson, who I think should have been like 75, but when I checked this 2K rating, he was a 72. Okay. The Nuggets, they already had a 10-man rotation. Indiana Pacers, I added Al Jefferson. Any team with 9 people on it already, and they just need one person, I'll add the best person to fit. So not all teams have balanced lineups, so I didn't go that far. Pelicans, I added Quincy Pondexter, and I added Donatas Montejunas, and I added Etuan Moore. For the Pistons, I didn't add anybody because they already have a 10-man rotation. Raptors have a fucking full roster. I don't know why, but Rockets, I added Ryan Anderson. Doesn't look like him. I was speeding through these. Doesn't have to look exactly like him. And I added Tyler Ennis because they don't have any point guard besides Patrick Beverly. Spurs already have a full roster. Phoenix Suns, I added Brandon Knight. Oklahoma City Thunder, all I did was add Kyle Singler because they didn't have a backup small forward. Minnesota Timberwolves, I added Nemanja Bjelica because they don't have a backup power forward. Portland Trailblazers, they had 6 people. I had to add 4 people myself. I added Al-Farouq Aminu, I added Allen Crabbe, Myers Leonard, and I added Ed Davis because they had no people. Golden State Warriors already have a full 10-man roster. Washington Wizards, they ain't have my boy John Wall, man. They ain't have my boy John Wall, so I had to make my boy John Wall myself. I think I did a pretty good job. It don't look like him, but stats are definitely his. And I added Trey Burke because they don't have a backup point guard. That's everybody I added. Took me 2 days, man. Took me 2 days. Yeah, man. It's been your boy, SpinItZay. Go try out the rosters for yourselves. It's public. I'll see y'all later. Peace.